At 22, she was invisible. She had no money, no influence, and no future anyone respected. But at 24, her life completely changed. She was living in luxury. She traveled to different countries. But the very thing that made her rich would also become the reason for her destruction. But how did she get there in the first place? She was a young woman trying to survive life. She did not have a stable job. She worked small office jobs. Sometimes she sold small items online just to survive. But no matter how hard she worked, money was never enough. Every month felt the same. Work hard, earn small, struggle again. She began to feel like life was not fair. People around her were moving forward. Some got better jobs, some traveled abroad, some suddenly became successful. And she kept asking herself, why is my own life not changing? That question stayed in her mind every day. But one night, everything changed. She went out with a friend to a hotel lounge in Lagos. The place was calm, expensive, and full of rich people. She watched the rich folks with envy in her eyes, and that was where she met him. He was sitting alone, calm and confident. He noticed her and started a conversation.
You look like someone who wants more in life.
He smiled politely.
Working hard is not the only way to success. There are faster
She
ways.
became curious.
There are people who make a lot of real money from private deals and connections.
If you are tired of slow progress in life, I can show you a faster way to earn real money.
That night, she could not sleep because for the first time, fast success felt possible. And she made a decision that changed her life. The next day at work, her boss called an emergency meeting and dropped a shocking announcement. Due to economic challenges, the company would be reducing everyone's salary by 40%. From now on, all staff would be earning just 15,000 naira monthly. The room went silent. Everyone was shocked. Some were angry, others confused. But Tonya's reaction was different. She was furious. She stood up abruptly, overwhelmed with anger, and lashed out in frustration. I quit. Without hesitation, she packed her belongings and walked out of the company for the last time. As she stepped outside, something came back to her mind. A memory she had been ignoring. The offer. The man she met at the party. Slowly she reached for her phone and she made a call. To Mr. Tony Lehman, her voice was firm when she spoke. I am ready to do whatever it takes to make money as fast as possible. The next day, she went to meet him. The office was quiet, private, and unfamiliar. He looked at her calmly and said, "It's not a difficult job. All you have to do is travel around the world, deliver goods to my clients and collect payments. Bring the money back to me and you will get your percentage." Tonya smiled slightly. "That's simple," she said. "I can do that." But something was missing. She didn't ask the most important question. What kind of goods am I delivering? The man smiled faintly and replied, "It's better you don't know. That way, we are both safe." She paused, then nodded. "I don't care what it is," she said. "As long as it takes me out of poverty and brings me into wealth, I'll do it. I'm tired of the long road. I want the shortcut." And in that moment, she made a decision that would change her life forever. Not knowing that the shortcut she chose would come with a price she could never escape. The next day, she changed her outfit and went to meet a man in a dark alley. Two of his bodyguards stood behind him, silent and watchful. He handed her a sealed white confidential package inside a transparent container. Then, he gave her instructions. Deliver it to a client in London. She said nothing. She simply collected it. That night, she returned home and carefully placed the sealed package inside her luggage. She hid it deep under her clothes, making sure nothing could be seen. Then, she closed her bag. The next morning, she put on a white coat and headed to the airport. Her heart was heavy. Every step she took felt louder than usual. At the airport, she presented her passport and visa at the checkpoints. Officials inspected her documents. Her heart was racing. She kept thinking, what exactly am I carrying? Will I be stopped? Will I get caught? After a few tense moments, her documents were approved. She was cleared for travel. Inside the plane, she lifted her bag and placed it into the overhead compartment. She sat down slowly. For the first time that day, she exhaled. Her shoulders relaxed. A small smile appeared on her face. And she whispered to herself, mission accomplished. No problems encountered. When she landed in London, a driver was waiting for her. She was taken straight to a luxury hotel. There, she met the client. Without many words, she handed over the sealed package. The client opened it, nodded, and handed her a luxurious briefcase filled with money. She left the hotel calmly, got into a black car waiting outside, and returned to the airport. Before flying back, she changed into a black coat. No attention, no noise, just movement. When she returned to Nigeria, she met her contact again.
Tonya, well done. In just a few days, you brought in over $10,000.
No, keep it. You earned it. Consider it your first payment.
Thank you. I really appreciate this.
Good. Go and take some time for yourself. Enjoy a bit. You've earned it.
The money is yours. And in that moment, she realized the shortcut had worked. But she did not yet understand the price it would eventually demand. She walked out of the place feeling excited and deeply satisfied. For the first time, she truly felt something she had never experienced before. She had just made $10,000 from a single deal. It felt unreal, like a dream she never believed could belong to her. Without wasting time, she went straight to a hotel. She ordered all kinds of expensive meals, food she hadn't tasted in a long time. She sat down, ate slowly, and enjoyed every moment. That night, she slept in comfort she had never known before. The next day, everything escalated. She went to the mall. She bought diamond necklaces. She bought designer dresses. She bought different colored wigs. She was changing, not just in appearance, but in mindset. She even rented a 2-bedroom apartment and bought herself a car. She couldn't believe it. It felt like her entire life had changed in just a few days. She was overwhelmed, consumed by excitement and disbelief. She kept telling herself that this was temporary, that she would make enough money, start a real business, and stop everything eventually. But the money came too easily, and the temptation became stronger than the plan, so she continued. She traveled from country to country, delivering packages to different business contacts. And with time, she became one of Mr. Tony's most trusted workers, his best performer, his most reliable asset. Months passed and her life transformed completely. She became extremely wealthy and influential. She owned a luxury mansion with a swimming pool and multiple cars. she was no longer invisible. Everywhere she went, people noticed her. At events, she stood out. At weddings, she outchained attention. And on vacations, she looked like she belonged to a different world. Within just a few months, her rise shocked everyone who once knew her, but she didn't care anymore. She had everything she wanted, and more than she ever needed. She returned to her old community and gave back, distributing food and supplies to women and children. They thanked her, celebrated her, and admired her transformation. She also returned to her old workplace, the same company where she once suffered. This time, she bought it and removed the man who once treated her badly. She was living the dream life, traveling the world, visiting beaches, waterfalls, luxury hotels, and desert destinations. 2 years passed, and she still hadn't stopped. The money kept flowing, and she believed she had finally made it. After becoming wealthy, Tonya began to move differently. She made new friends, wealthy women like herself. Women who lived fast, spoke confidently, and competed silently. And that was when her real problems began. One evening, she hosted a private party in her luxury apartment. Music was playing, drinks were flowing, laughter filled the room, but beneath the smiles there was competition. As they talked, Tonya began to boast about her wealth, her lifestyle, her achievements, and her success. She wanted to prove she was the biggest. Then one of the girls said casually that she had something rare in her collection that Tonya did not have. That comment triggered her pride. She confidently promised that within 3 days, she would have even more. Her friends were impressed, unaware of what they had just fueled. That night, she couldn't rest. The competition had shifted from others to her own ego. She wanted more, faster results, proof of dominance. So she went back to Mr. Tony and demanded a larger operation. At this point, she already understood the risk, but she no longer cared. She had become addicted, not just to money, but to winning.
Boss, I need 200 kg of both.
What do you need such a large amount for?
I have a huge order, and I need to deliver.
Yes, but right now, it's not
I
safe.
think you should wait for like 3 months. The police are currently investigating us, and the airport is not
Then
safe.
just give me the substance. I'll take the risk myself. Whatever happens, I'll bear it alone.
Airport. Tony finally gave her what she asked for, but the atmosphere had changed. He warned her that things were no longer safe. She returned home, packed everything carefully, and headed to the airport. Unknown to her, the operation was already under investigation. Her movements had been tracked for a long time, and her identity had been flagged due to repeated suspicious international activity. Security was already positioned across the airport, waiting. She passed initial checks and moved toward her flight, but the moment she entered the terminal, everything stopped. Security approached her calmly and informed her she was under official investigation. She was escorted aside. Her luggage was inspected, and the situation escalated immediately. She was detained on the spot. She was taken into custody, and for the first time in a long time, there was no luxury, no influence, and no escape routes. Inside detention, everything finally became clear. The shortcuts, the choices, the ignored warnings, the price. She never calculated. She thought she was building a future, but instead, she had walked herself into destruction. And in that silence, she finally understood the truth. Sometimes, the fastest way up is also the fastest way down.